Hello. So today is April it's April 5th, 2025, and I haven't made a video in about a month. I've been kind of consumed with school. I'm got 2 weeks left of actual school before I start my externship, which I start on the 21st. Um and my externship, I had to interview for it. I interviewed on Friday. Today is Saturday, so that was yesterday. And I was really nervous because I, mainly because this, in the past, I think I've been in school for 14 months, and all the information that I've learned, all the anatomy, the detailed anatomy, the physics of MRI, it's just a lot of information, and this is a very fast-paced school that I chose. And so I thought when I went to the interview that everything I've been learning, I do well on my exams, but I don't do well in interviews. And I thought if she asked me questions about anatomy, about to see, where my knowledge was for MRI, and I was like, I don't know if I can answer any of those questions because I feel very overwhelmed with the amount of information that I've been learning. Anyhow, so had a little anxiety about it, but I went and she didn't ask me any of those questions. I also had a little bit of anxiety about my addiction history. On my resume, I made it very concise, and I focused on school, what I've done in clinicals, but there's a long gap of unemployment history. So that's the first thing she asked me about, and right off the bat, I said, well, I'm in recovery, and I was in treatment for quite some time, and I'm kind of rebuilding my life, and have recreated a new identity essentially, and just through a process of a lot of self-growth and internal work. And so they looked a little confused at first, but they didn't really ask too many more questions about that. They spent most of the time in the interview asking, or telling me what it was like, what it was going to be like working there, what they expect. And it's going to be challenging. This place is a premier site according to my school, which means that it's top notch. It's in a really nice area. It's located in Newport Beach. And the surgeon that owns the place, the imaging place where I'll be doing my externship, he is a very sought after surgeon. And people flying in from all over the United States to go for him. And of course, before surgeries, almost always you're going to get an MRI done. And so it's very important, she said, that our images are like on par, and there's a lot of variables that go into creating quality images. You really have to know your anatomy. You really got to know what to look for. You really got to know what scan protocol goes depending on what the prescription imaging is, and etc. It's a lot. So even though I'm having a little bit of imposter syndrome, I'm really excited to start, and I start in 2 weeks. So anywho, that's gonna be I'm more worried actually also about working 8:30 to 5 Monday through Friday for free. Not only is it hard enough as it is to go from a lifetime and a schedule of, it's a big drastic difference from what I'm doing now. So yeah, I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm not gonna psych myself out. I can do it. I didn't think I could finish the school, and I've maintained almost a 4.0 GPA this whole time. So I know that it's possible, and I'm not gonna let fear get in the way of continuing to accomplish my goals. So that's all.